I'ma take your man.
Imagine if a woman couldn't wear makeup.
Start doing your makeup now.
What other girls wear.
Did not make eye contact with the hostess till my husband came back.
Disgusting secret about men.
Please pick me. Have you ever met someone whose entire personality was just trying to gain the approval of others, oftentimes the opposite sex? Someone with no real convictions, no goals, no genuine interests, just parroting whatever they think will get them the most approval. Like the performative male, for example, who calls other men trash just to impress women. I'm not like other guys. Or the girl who shames traditionally feminine traits to seem superior. I'm not like other girls. That's called pick-me behavior. It is a strategy, one that has been called out for years, mostly in the context of dating, but it has evolved and now both men and women are doing it in more complex, more performative ways. But it's still just as embarrassing because whether you're cosplaying as a trad wife, for example, or a modern day feminist for social points, or maybe you're acting like an emotionally evolved soft boy or hypermasculine gym bro, if it's not who you actually are, if it is just a performance to be chosen, it's called pick-me behavior. Or maybe you've been called a pick-me before just for being yourself, for having your own style, your own interests, or political beliefs that don't fit the mold, and suddenly people think you're a pick-me. We're gonna talk about that as well, because not everything labeled pick-me behavior actually is. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed,
Or I will destroy you.
We should absolutely call out behavior that's manipulative or harmful. What isn't necessary though is petty comparison over things that don't actually matter, like whether or not they wear makeup, or whether they live according to your specific version of what a woman should want. That's not helpful. It's just a way to feel morally superior, mostly coming from insecure women. There are many flavors of this pick-me behavior, right? And some of the most obvious show up in how people dress, or rather how they talk about how people dress. How other girls my age dress. How I dress. What other girls wear. Versus what I wear. Spider emoji. Oh, you're so special. You wear sneakers? I've never seen a girl wear sneakers. How other girls my age dress. How I dress. And it's Adam Sandler. I'm not like the rest of them. Now, if you genuinely love this kind of style, right, and you feel good in it, great. But once you start using your outfit as a personality flex or a moral judgment against women who dress differently, whether they're more girly or tomboyish, right, that's when it turns into pick-me behavior. When the whole point of the post is to say, look at me, look how effortlessly cool I am and how different I am.
Just want a regular coffee. Those white girl pumpkin spice lattes annoy me.
I'm in love. Name? Senorita Awesome.
What you're actually doing is asking for validation, and your identity becomes built on comparison. And it's never as confident as it looks. You're not expressing individuality, you're just branding yourself as the anti-girl. Other girls wear pink, but I dress like a homeless man. Congrats. All that matters is that you're not like other girls. It's one thing to critique different styles and trends as part of a broader case study of our culture, because what we wear says a lot about our values, what we think we need to be. But it's another thing entirely to desperately position yourself as superior just because you're different. This is kind of like the performative male trend, right? Where men who pretend to be someone they're not for female attention can be seen walking around big cities, especially holding a matcha, carrying a tote bag with unread poetry or feminist literature inside. And listen, again, if that's genuinely your style or your interest, cool. But when it starts to feel like a costume, when it's something worn specifically for that validation or to be perceived as the emotionally safe alternative to a normal guy, then we are in pick-me territory. I'm not like other guys, because traditional masculinity is automatically framed as evil or wrong, no matter what form it takes. Yes, there is such a thing as toxic masculinity, just like there's toxic femininity, but simply leaning into traditional masculine or feminine traits is not inherently toxic. Authenticity. The problem isn't that a guy likes matcha or is quiet, right? The problem is when he does it for the performance, female validation. When he leans into hypersensitivity, curated softness, or intellectual aesthetics, not because it's real, but because he knows it makes him more appealing to a certain kind of woman. That's pick-me behavior. The style is different, but the goal is the same, right? To be chosen by being the exception. And this reminds me of Pedro Pascal. The branding in every interview, his image, it's carefully crafted to say, pick me, not as a man's man. That's not what I am. I'm a soft boy actor. I'm a feminist icon. Or someone like JoJo Siwa, who has entered her pick me arc. As a kid, right, it was giant bows and rainbow glitter to win over children. Then it came to LGBTQ rebranding and rainbow overload, coming out headlines like 5,000 times. And now it's more of a trad wife aesthetic. She doesn't evolve, she repositions herself, and it doesn't feel authentic. It's all about marketing. One thing grows old, it's on to the next. Other girls trying to get his attention. By what? Putting on lip gloss? How I pulled him. By yawning? What? She's comparing herself to the other girls in a way that's meant to make them look desperate, while she's just effortlessly chill. She's so cool. I'm better because I didn't try. Effort is embarrassing, and femininity is cringe, unless it's passive and quirky. But if you really didn't care, would you need to make the video in the first place? Elevate yourself by mocking the behavior of other women and call it authenticity? Really?
Clap, clap.
Other girls trying to impress him. Again, I guess because you wear makeup, you're trying to impress him. Okay. The girl he's in love with. Still wearing makeup, just dancing? Okay, so if anything, you're putting in more effort. But yeah, this is the same formula because she's in a hoodie. The very thing you're mocking, effort, is what you're putting into curating this persona. When there's no other woman to compare yourself to, right? No imaginary enemy to make yourself feel better. Who are you then? What's your actual personality? Your actual goals? Your real dreams? Or are you no one without someone else to tear down? Over something as trivial as makeup or outfits. Other girls trying to flirt and impress him. Again, it's with the lip gloss. How I got him to fall in love with me by eating cereal. Okay. Other girls trying to flirt and impress him. Who is the guy that you're all trying to impress? How I got him to fall in love with me. What? It's always eating. You do know everyone eats. Right? It's like the Pick Me Olympics. He fell for me because I'm low maintenance. Different. Not like the rest. I don't even try, but somehow she did have enough energy to turn off the comments. When you're performing that hard under the guise of not performing at all, people will call it out when it's obvious. And it's obvious.
Not knowing how to do your makeup and having to pay people to do your makeup for you. Oh my god. Like, girly, no, I hate this. I hate this for you. I hate this for you. And I hate this for you.
Oh my gosh, you don't know how to do your makeup?
Ew! Like, this is somehow a moral crisis that any girl pays for glam. It's so deeply unserious. Newsflash, right? Not every woman wants to or has time to master winged eyeliner. Some women work full-time. Some are taking care of the kids and are too busy. Some just don't care about makeup.
Imagine if women couldn't wear makeup. Tell me about it.
Imagine if men couldn't wear fragrance. Tell me about it.
Imagine if men can't spray their hairline on after their haircut. Tell me about it.
A word? You right.
But really, imagine if we just let women wear makeup if they want and also didn't shame them if they don't want to. Revolutionary, I know. Or if men want to cover up a balding head to feel better about themselves, let them do it. Humans are insecure sometimes. People try to cover up what they have decided is a flaw. Daily reminder, I'ma take your man. Sorry, not sorry. Girl, you're not reminding us. I think you're threatening him.
If you're like 14, 15, 16 even, start doing your makeup now. Like, you're at the stage where it's okay if it doesn't look perfect. Like, you can use your age as an excuse.
You know, I was gonna disagree with this, but I actually think the previous girl, she should take this woman's advice. No, really though. Just because society says your natural skin is a problem, you're not late to anything, and you are allowed to exist without putting on mascara. I promise you.
I'm not like one of those pick me girl. I'm more like, please pick me girl. You know what I mean? And I don't go like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I don't need to say that. I have to say, I'm just like other girls. Don't be scared. I'm just like everyone. Please pick me.
Girl, you're way too pretty to be acting like that. I'm not a pick me girl. I'm a please pick me girl. I'm just like the other girls. Please don't be scared.
I'm not like other girls. I know how to you, make it look like an accident, cry at your funeral, have people feel bad for me, and then get away with it.
Okay. Shiver me timbers. Your parents apologized. Mine gave me money. We aren't the same. Girl, that's not a flex. That's actually really sad. I am sorry. I am not like the other girls, and I will order a cup of tea on holiday. XX. I've never seen a girl drink tea. Me, because I know how to cook, unlike some of these girls. Right. So unpopular opinion, I guess. But everyone should know how to cook. The basics, at least, right? Every man and woman should at least know how to make a few meals in case they can't go out. Same goes for laundry, cleaning up after yourself. These are survival skills. It's weird that we've turned basic adulthood into some kind of flex. Very weird.
Not a feminist. I can actually cook.
Like, I'm a feminist, but I like to cook. And I love sundresses and I love bows, but I am a feminist.
Exactly. You can do both. You can even be a housewife and a feminist. Feminism is not incompatible with knowing how to cook. I've never regretted ordering a burger instead of a salad. Not the order a salad girl. I'll eat a whole burger with you. No shame. Why should you feel ashamed? Who's telling you you can't do that? Personally, I love salads. Not even in a, I'm a clean girl, wellness influencer. No, like genuinely, I prefer salads. I think salads are delicious. But whether you like salads or burgers, you don't need to brag about it. That's not, a personality trait. It's still rooted in the need to prove that you're more chill, more real, more down to earth than those other girls who are supposedly faking liking salad. You're not winning the war against salad. Salad girlies, rise up. We're going to war. Now, this video went viral a while ago. It's about princess treatment. I've seen some of it. I have not watched the whole thing, so let's watch.
Let's talk about princess treatment if you're at a restaurant and how you interact with the waitstaff and the hostess. If I am at a restaurant with my husband, I do not talk to the hostess, I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food. Comes back out, opens my car door, walks me into the restaurant, opens the door, and I stand and wait. I did not make eye contact with the hostess, did not talk to her. I waited until my husband came back. He comes back, does the exchange with her, and then we went and sat down. It's not in any sense like you're better than the hostess. You're just letting your husband lead and be masculine. He made the reservation. He's taking you out. Let him do the logistics.
Okay, but you realize how this is gonna look, right? To the hostess, it seems like you do think you're better than her when she's just trying to do her job.
You're just being a princess. It's not because you're being hoity-toity. You're just letting your husband lead. You don't need to talk unless you are spoken to. And then if you are spoken to and they ask, you could just say, oh, I'm just waiting for my husband, and then he'll be able to give the reservation. Or you can say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not sure. My husband will be back, and then you can ask him. You can say it in a very soft and feminine way. Here in Salt Lake, they don't quite get it. I think they think that I'm like being oppressed or I don't know. They'll be like, what can I get you to eat? And I will just look at my husband. Like if they address me first, I will just look at my husband and let my husband order.
See, even in the comments, right? As a former server, if I saw this, I'd genuinely be concerned that it was a case of domestic violence. This princess here says that she doesn't talk to the hostess, right? She doesn't order the food. She just stands there waiting for her husband. It's one thing letting a man lead, but refusing to speak to another adult because you want to seem dainty, just say softly, oh, I'm not sure, but my husband will be back soon, if you want to, appear submissive, whatever your thing is. But right now, you're just being inconvenient because the hostess is trying to seat you. You're not here to audition for a 1950s housewife reboot or something. Just speak like an adult. Let's talk about what is not pick-me behavior, because a lot of people love to slap that label on anyone who doesn't fit their expected mold, like conservative women, for example, or liberal men, just because it makes them uncomfortable. Now, yes, there are absolutely women and men who fake their political beliefs or interests or values, tweaking their personality just enough to be chosen.
So pick me, choose me, love me.
But usually it does not work out long term unless they're fully committed to faking everything about themselves forever, which sounds exhausting, because imagine building a relationship or even a personality on something you don't actually believe in. At some point, the mask slips, and when it does, no one will really respect you anymore. But calling everyone a pick-me just because they go against a stereotype, that's just lazy. Take Nara Smith, for example. For the longest time, she was labeled a pick-me because she, trigger warning, she cooks! She doesn't just cook though, she cooks for her husband and kids. Oh my god! I know. And she posts that online in aesthetic outfits, right? She and her husband, though, are both successful models. They have careers, money. Nara just happens to like fashion, cooking, and being a mother, and she documents it online. Nowhere in any of her videos does she say, women, quit your jobs, have 5 kids, and dedicate your lives to being trad wives. Now, that's not even what she is. She works both online and offline, but because she also enjoys feminine coded things like homemaking, a lot of people, especially women, right, automatically treated her as brainwashed. And that is the problem. There's this immediate hatred for anything feminine, especially when it involves women being joyful about taking care of their families, right? People get so triggered by that image, they don't even stop to ask, is this really a performance? Is she brainwashed? Or is this just who she is? Maybe she just likes to cook. Now, don't get me wrong, just because Nara isn't one of these fake trad wives does not mean they don't exist. In fact, there are many OF models who are grifting as trad wives, posting aesthetic videos while simultaneously making content behind a paywall and preaching values that they don't even live by. There are many such female pick-me's, but Nara Smith is not one of them. Those are women who throw on the trad wife costume like it's a Halloween outfit just long enough to manipulate men and the algorithm. And they shame other women who are not trad wives or who don't want kids, for example, all while profiting from the performance. They're not stupid. They see the gender wars, they know it works, they figured out how to be the exception, the cool girl, the I'm not like other women who says I cook, I clean, I don't have a job, I submit, now pay me. Click the link in the bio. So traditional. They know exactly how to capitalize on certain male fantasies while tearing down other women, because that's what those kinds of men want to hear, right? And that's how you get picked. But picked by who? For them, it doesn't matter, because they get money. That is the difference. Being different isn't being a pick-me. Being a chameleon, performing a whole identity just to be chosen, that's the core of pick-me behavior, and that's the part that should be called out. Those actual OF models, even the ones who aren't dressing up as trad wives, instead of pretending to be good little housewives, they're performing hypersexuality for male validation. Sleeping with 1,000 men in a day? Try 5,000. Pick me. Choose me. Give me your money. I'm not like those other girls. I'm liberated because I chose to do it. I chose to objectify and degrade myself. Again, who are you being picked by though? Because if your value is built entirely on being desirable to those who are addicted, unwell, and tend to demonize an entire gender, you're not being empowered. And that's why this isn't a left versus right or trad wife versus worker issue. It's about the deeper need to be chosen at any cost and the hollow performances people are willing to put on to get there. Calling out this kind of behavior, the kind that ultimately harms both men and women, is necessary. There's this unspoken rule now that if a woman objectifying herself for male validation or is promoting outright degeneracy, we're just supposed to sit back and say nothing because we're supporting women. No. Apparently that means enabling anything a woman chooses to do, no matter how damaging it is? Absolutely not.
Reason number 129 why I love men is the things they do just to do them. You want to hear some really random green flags of men? There's one single thing that I know about men for sure. It's why are men always collecting your things? Reason number 100 why I love men is when you... Reason number 105 why I love men is something that needs to be studied is these men. Reason number 131 why I love men.
Because she's like an expert on men. How many men have you studied, girl?
Hello, welcome back to very hot things that men do. Reason number 133 why I love men is that,
her hyperfixation is men. We get it, right? You love men. You love all men. You love men with eyes, men with hats, men who breathe. Great. You basically built a digital shrine at this point to men. The entire gender. I genuinely hope she was picked, but if she was not, I have the perfect match for her, and it's this guy, the male pick-me.
Oh, you want to know an absolutely disgusting secret about men that they definitely do not want you to know? A woman breaks up with a man, odds are it's probably because something has built up for a long period of time. She wanted to break up with him probably 6 months before that, but said that she would kind of just keep surviving in the relationship.
Right. Yeah, this is so accurate. I love how you're generalizing all breakups and just assuming it's the guy's fault.
Oh, you want to know another absolutely disgusting secret about men? Oh, you want to know another absolutely disgusting secret about men that they definitely do not want you to know? Oh, hey, do you want to hear another absolutely disgusting secret about men that they definitely do not want you to know?
Are you okay? He is the male pick-me. All he does is rotate between men are gross, men have no emotional intelligence, they're always wrong, as if he's just barely survived the trauma of growing up in a male body. He's one of the good ones. Great marketing, right? By trying to get the approval from probably hurt women. Oh, I was hurt by a man, but this guy, he gets it. He admits that men are trash. I hope he was picked too.
One thing I don't understand about girls is, like, why do you have a job? Why are you out working?
Well, some women enjoy their jobs.
Like, make it make sense. Go home, sweetheart. I don't even need you to cook or clean. Like, I can hire a cook. I can hire a cleaner. Let me look after you. Like, come on.
But let's see if some women will bite the bait. This sounds like a trap. What's the catch? Probably because Habibi can't leave the house without his approval. Let's see some more of his videos. Kidnapped her from New York City to Dubai. Why your man does not care about you?
My wife tries leaving the house, Yani, and I can see as much as her ankles. Get back in, Habibti. Listen, it's only the things that are on sale that are on display, remember that.
So ladies, if your man lets you leave the house while showing your ankles, he doesn't care about you. No. If you're visible to the public, you're available, you're cheap, because he seems to believe that a woman's value comes from being hidden and owned. Like, as he says, an item, an object kept behind the glass, preferably hidden completely, until purchase. Lovely. Next, POV, you're on a first date with a pygmy boy.
That was good. Okay, you're next.
Would you rather have invisibility or super speed?
I'm already invisible. Never mind. Okay, would you jump off that really big building or give a guy like me a hug?
Oh. Let me get my parachute. The 32-year-old pygmy guy.
So here are 3 reasons why I'm somehow still single. Oh, and just to clarify, I have no red flags and I'm over 6 foot because apparently that matters. Reason number 1, I'm actually a nice guy, but apparently girls these days just want to date douchebags that screw them over, so...
Yeah, it's the no one would ever love me. I'm just too ugly. I'm just too broken. Pygmy guys, they tend to fish for compliments by pretending to hate themselves, or maybe they hate themselves, whatever. Until a woman swoops in to reassure them, they're not that bad. Your assigned line becomes, no, you are handsome. You deserve to be picked. A shortcut to respect without actually doing anything, right? They think they can and moan hard enough and someone will hand them the admiration out of guilt.
When I interacted with maybe the most insufferable pick-me boy. I was at a party with a couple friends and we were hanging out in the corner just chatting when this random dude comes up to our group. Right off the bat, he compliments one of the girls in my group. He was just like, I really like the essence of your outfit. She was nice about it. She was just like, thank you. But like, admittedly, that is a weird compliment. I mean, I love fashion. And then he does a little spin. Yeah, like all organic, vegan, like planetary vibes.
What? Girls, remember this. When a girl hates you for no reason, when a girl is when a girl sees you as a threat, take that as a compliment. Take that as a big compliment, because she knows that you're better than her, and that's why she has to put you down. That's why she has to be. That's why she has to give you looks and just like look at you and be like,
Okay, yes and no. Sometimes, yes, a girl will treat you badly because she's insecure or jealous. When you've done nothing wrong, though, and she's projecting, that happens. Some people do see confidence or beauty or even just peace as a threat. If that's the case, then sure, take the compliment and keep it moving. Just let's not act like every side eye is proof that you're winning, because sometimes you actually are the problem. Maybe you said or did something rude. Not everyone who dislikes you is secretly obsessed with you or jealous. If every woman or every man around you is suddenly jealous, regardless of your gender, right? Maybe it's just because you're actually insufferable. That's why it's important to stay grounded. Be self-aware, because not every critic is a hater. I got your man.
Are y'all mad because I'm gonna take your man?
Not Ash Trevino.
We are not the same, baby girl.
Pick me women like this aren't proving that they're irresistible. They're just exposing how little self-control or loyalty that man had to begin with.
I'm gonna take your man.
Do y'all remember these old like memes? Not like other girls?
Yes!
We need to talk about the pick-me tomboy gamer girl transformed into hyper-feminine girly girl pipeline, because I feel like I have the perfect example of that with my life. Growing up with those memes that kind of demonize like feminine qualities, I was so obsessed with being this like tomboy who was like unique and like my own person. Like for my musical in elementary school, I was literally a truck driver. And then I also spent my entire childhood life trying to get into extreme sports and be like, oh, I'm so unique and cool because no other girls do this. They just like ice skate and dance. And I was like, I mountain bike. I didn't even like that stuff. And now at the ripe age of 20, I've done a complete 180. I love makeup. I love shopping. I love dressing up. I love anything feminine. Like I am like other girls and I'm completely okay with that. And if you had told me that this was my room when I was like 12 years old, I would have like actually gagged. I hated pink so much and now I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's honestly the most important part of this conversation, because even if this were flipped, right, whether you were a tomboy who rejected pink or a girly girl, it's the same story. You weren't being yourself, you were performing, and eventually you couldn't do it anymore because that is exhausting, especially when you're doing it for some random guy or girl. Love that isn't real, right, and approval that disappears the second you stop playing that role. The truth is that being a pick-me girl or boy isn't about your gender or your style, right? It's about desperation. It's about believing who you are is not enough, so you need to mold yourself into a fantasy that you think other people want. But the second you let that go and start being you, they won't need to be convinced. You won't have to beg for their attention or prove your worth or fish for compliments, because you'll choose self-respect over approval. You'll just exist authentically and the right people will show up. And that's all for today's video, guys. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you ever been called a pick-me girl or pick-me boy? Comment below. Also remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see more videos like this. Like and share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.